are now joined by a doctor of philosophy under Hydrology and Water Resources. This is Dr Mpho Daswa Maboda. Dr Mpho, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for your time, and congratulations once again. I am so interested in knowing, how do you guys make it? You know, we understand and we listen to, young people starting with the postgraduate journeys, honors, masters, and all the way to the PhD. How was your journey, and how were you able to conquer all the obstacles and hardships on the way?
To be honest, I would say it was not an easy journey. It took some years to get to this day. It was hard. It needed dedication, perseverance, and making sure that you balance your life properly, family work and school work. So it was not an easy journey, but it happened. Today we are here.
Yeah.
I'm officially Dr Mpho Daswa Maboda.
Let's look into, it's a different level. PhD, the gown is even different, the color is even different. Here you're not just learning, but also we can look at you as a contributor. Let's look into your research, your PhD topic. What were you focusing on, and what gap were you trying to address?
Okay, my research topic was development of a framework to address gender discrepancies in decision-making positions in the water sector in South Africa. The gap that I was trying to address was to evaluate and assess if women are totally involved in decision-making in the water sector. And the outcome of the study shows that women are affected by work environments. So it shows that women are not completely equipped. They're overburdened with other responsibilities that women have, be it family, be it work, be it economic factors. So there are a variety of issues that are still hindering women to fully fulfill their roles in the positions of leadership.
Let's talk about, the importance of women, having women in leadership. Would you say that it's something that we still need to work on, not necessarily focusing on one specific sector, but as a country and in the whole world?
Yes, I would say we still have a lot to do to ensure that women are involved in any sector, in government, in communities, and everywhere. Women are still sitting back and thinking men are the ones who should take decisions on their behalf while they're taking care of families and children. Whereas we are all equal in terms of knowledge. We need to be given platforms to be able to take decisions and lead where there's a need.
Yeah. Let's talk about your journey, being a PhD candidate, now a PhD holder. Let's talk about the journey. How would you say this journey has changed the way you think, not only academically, but specifically about the whole world as a whole?
Yeah, the journey honestly transformed me in terms of looking at things in a different way. The journey of PhD demanded me to be more focused and to read more and to explore as well. To check also internationally on how other countries are handling issues that are related to gender discrepancies. So the journey helped me to really have a look on what is the current status of our redressing previous gender discrepancies with the current situation, and also to gather more information on what is happening across the other countries. Yes, I would say it was a very humbling journey. It needed me to interact with many individuals in government, in private sector, and it was a very demanding journey, to be honest.
So looking at, your research topic, and it's something that you're saying, indeed, there is a problem with regards to all things leadership and decision making. How would you say that at this point in time, how can we ensure that research at this level actually translates into those societal impact?
Yes, I would say we need to take the outcomes, the recommendations to practicality. This has to be done by the leading sectors. In this case, I would say the water sector needs to take lead in terms of the research that is being done, including mine as well. The recommendations that I've made, there's a framework that is developed. I believe it needs to be taken down to the communities, to government sectors, to private sectors. I think we need to take research into collaboration with other initiatives that the government sector has to be implementing to ensure that we take issues that are raised in this research. Today we were more than 10 PhD graduates, and I believe our recommendations can take our country forward in terms of ensuring that the recommendations are taken into a level that is implementable.
You are a PhD holder today, it's official. Do you think you have now the responsibility to shape public thinking and policy? And, not only focusing on you, but also other PhD holders?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. One of the recommendations that I made was to ensure that policies are amended to ensure that we include issues that involve communities and those that are disadvantaged. And I believe that if we handle it that way, we will ensure that our country not only involve women in decision-making positions, but they're also having impact in terms of the lessons they learn during their encounter with families, with communities, and everything. As I would say, women have been disadvantaged in a way that they have been enclosed in household environment. And in this study, we were trying to say a girl child can lead, a girl child can take leadership in a governance department that is having technical people who are ready and young scientists.
Yeah, looking at women in leadership, most of the time, other people have a tendency of saying that, women should not be in leadership. Apparently, women are too emotional to take decisions and so forth. What's your take on that as someone who was focusing specifically on, the role that women play in decision making, and also that stigma as a whole that, women should not be in leadership because they're too emotional?
I would disagree with the statement. Women are now, I would say, at a level where they can take decisions without emotions. During this study, I was looking at two factors: work environment and community environment. We have realized that women are already at a level where they are leading and taking those decisions. The issue is that there are factors that are still hindering their impact, hindering them from fully participating, not taking decisions. Women countrywide, we have provincial heads in the Department of Water Affairs who are women, who are making things happen, who are taking decisions, projects are being completed. And I believe it's only those recommendations that are made in my thesis that if they're implemented correctly, women will be able not to be affected by any factor, to fully accomplish their responsibilities of leadership.
Yeah, I can hear that you're quite passionate and focused on, specifically leadership and women. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about legacy wise. Most of the time when someone is saying I'm a PhD holder, they're like, yeah, this is it. I've reached the end. I'm done. I'm a doctor now. It's fine. What legacy are you leaving behind with your work?
All right. I'm currently a managing director of a water testing laboratory. Besides my academic work, so I'm passionate about women. I'm passionate about women being given a chance to lead, to contribute towards the goals of any institution. And I would love to leave a legacy where women are comfortable with taking those roles without any fear of being affected by any factor, be it a social or a work environment factor.
I think I would be doing you an injustice if I allow you to live, without maybe living a message. So many young girls have dreams, have aspirations, and frameworks already in their minds to say, I'm seeing this problem and I think we can solve it best this way. But then they're scared, focusing on looking into, for example, the industry that you're in. Some are going to say, no, it's a male thing. Men are supposed to be here. What is it that you'd like to say to a fellow girl child who is afraid of entering the industry simply because they're a girl child and looking at the statistics? Maybe the numbers are not just looking into or saying that, women are more dominant here.
I would like to leave a message to say, a girl child, your dreams are valid. I had a dream since I was very young to become a doctor. And many years later, it is realized today. So I would like to say, work hard, irrespective of the challenges that you encounter on your way. There's always a way. Where there is a will, there's a way. It is possible. It's possible. You can do it. And, the rest will be history.
Absolutely understandable. Dr. Mpho Daswa, thank you so much for your time and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.